Hello everyone, and welcome to the next episode in the Mongols campaign. This one is called The Horde Rides West, where you have to manage two town centers and attack on two fronts against the Russians and the Persians. While you just watched me set up my initial economy, I'm just going to tell you guys that, unfortunately, I wanted to make a video like every other day or something like that. That's not going to be able to be the case in the near future, due to the fact that I'm now working full-time, and also I have a girlfriend that has a lot of needs, and I kind of need to take care of those things, and they do take priority over games. Unfortunately, although I really do enjoy making these videos, they do take quite a lot of time to make, because first I have to play the game, and then I have to render out the video, which takes a couple hours, and then I have to split it down into parts, and then I have to narrate over it. So it takes a while. So unfortunately, since it takes so long, I'm not going to be able to make a whole lot of these videos, but they will definitely come, just probably not every other day or something like that. I'll figure it out. Anyway, so getting into the gameplay here, you do have to manage two separate bases, and early on in the economy building stage, I made a mistake. I built all my farms on the northern base, and I started chopping wood at the southern base. The reason why you don't want to do this is because there's a lot of wood in the northern base, and there's not a lot of wood in the southern base. So what you really want to do is chop wood in the northern base and make farms in the southern base. Because I learned this later on in the campaign, and I had to adjust. So basically, all my farmers in the northern base, I had to wait until all the farms died, and then I had to move them over to wood, which was really annoying. And then, of course, all the woodcutters in the southern base, I had to build a whole bunch of farms there. So I actually didn't waste any wood in the long run, as I did wait until all the farms died out before I actually started moving the ex-farmers over to the wood, but just be aware of that, because otherwise you might make a huge mistake like I did. But other than that, I did not make a whole lot of mistakes in this campaign. My initial plan was to attack the Russians first, which is the red player in the northern, because they are significantly easier than the Persians. The Persians will make a lot of war elephants, so I decided to make some pikemen to combat them. Pikemen are pretty effective against war elephants. Obviously, one pikeman can't take down a war elephant by itself, but if you mass them up in groups, they are quite effective. Camels are actually really amazing against war elephants. Heavy camels, which is what I ended up going with in the later game. If you get heavy camels and fully upgraded them, they can take down war elephants very fast, as war elephants are classified as a cavalry unit, and camels are the ultimate anti-cavalry. So if you want to go with them, that's a good idea too. Late game, my strategy was to go camels and siege rams. Early game, I made some cavaliers and pikemen and capped rams. So I had two different strategies for later in the game. The Russians make a lot of infantry and a few knights and battering rams. Not too much to be worried about. The Russians are quite easily to take down. You can take them down with camels if you want, and then use the camels to attack the Persians, or you can attack them with cavalier like I did, and then I move in the rams after the cavalier, after the ground forces have been taken out. The Russians go down quite easily. They have one castle and one town center, and once you destroy those and kill off the villagers, they will surrender quite easily. I have siege rams here at this point. Siege rams are incredibly effective at taking out castles and town centers and the like. They just tear them down, so I would highly recommend to get siege rams, as in if you're playing on the Forgotten Empires expansion, the upgrade to siege ram only costs food. It doesn't cost any gold. It does cost quite a bit of food. It costs about 1,000 food to upgrade from capped ram to siege ram, but it is quite cheap just because there is no gold cost, and they are extremely effective against buildings. I actually like siege rams a lot more than I like trebuchets. I might be the only person who's ever said that in the history of humankind, but that's just me. So here I'm just finishing off the Russians. They're going to surrender any minute now because I've destroyed their town center and a lot of their villagers, and there the Russians surrendered. And once you get past the Russians base, you can move down to the Persians. There is a cliff face that is separating your northern and southern bases, so the only way you can move from the north to the south is after you've defeated the Russians and you go through their camp. Here, obviously, my cavaliers and cavalry archers get killed very easily by the war elephants. As I didn't have any camels or pikemen with me at the time, I was not able to fight those, and they just killed my troops. The Persians will also make a fair amount of paladins, but don't worry about that. Your heavy camels can take care of anything that the Persians send at you, as long as it's cavalry related. Be careful to keep your camels away from their castles, though. The Persians do have two castles. I'm showing me taking down the first castle here with my siege rams. As you can see, I just have a ton of rams, and the castle will go down so fast. Watch out for war elephants, because they can take down your rams pretty quickly, as war elephants are pretty effective against rams and buildings and the like, since rams kind of have the same damage take as buildings. Not sure how to explain that, but after you destroy their first castle, you're free to go in the city. And yeah, just go ahead. Don't worry about the Persians' wonder, because there is no wonder timer in this game. You actually have to defeat the Persians, or if you're really bad, get defeated by them and lose this scenario. So that was kind of nice. Here I'm just taking down their gate and rushing all my camels in. Again, camels are very, very weak to arrow fire, so keep them away from the town centers and such, but they're very strong against everything else. I made a few Mangudai here as well, just to take out the villagers, because villagers are kind of annoying. They like to run, they like to hide, they're like little rats, so you want to make sure you have some Mangudai to take out the running villagers, and so they can't escape from you. So here I'm just destroying their wonder and their town center, and all their villagers are dying, and pretty soon I'll attack their last castle and defeat the Persians, and the scenario will be over. So anyway, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully you can stay tuned for future ones. Feel free to subscribe if you enjoyed, and that is all. Farewell. I guess I left the video clip running a little too long. Oh well, now it's done. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Bye.